Hello, everybody, and welcome to hell.
Jesus,
my God.
Great.
Oh, that
Oh,
isn't
wait.
what I wanted.
I was gonna do a fun thing where I
Instantly.
changed my light to red, but I botched it. I botched the
Fuck.
bit, guys.
And now you can never do it again.
I can't do it. Well,
Do you want us to go
I'll
back?
use
Do
it
you want me to go back to the?
Yeah,
Go back to the.
cut it back.
Yeah, go back to the home screen.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for popping in once again. We had a really heavy week last week, and this week is probably not going to be different. So.
Oh no, George!
We love it.
I thought you
Let's
said we
do
went to
it.
an arcade today.
This is a hard
And Joey
area.
wins toys.
Oh man.
Just so, in case anybody's just popping in, my name is George Primavera. I am our dungeon master tonight. These are the Hero Club gang playing our Emporia stream, the King of Tides. Let's just go quick and introduce everybody really quick. We have Dylan McCullum, give a wave.
Hi, I'm Dylan McCullum.
Gabe Greenspan.
Hi.
Hannah Fagerbacke. And Jackie Emerson.
Hello.
And in this universe, just so everybody has a baseline in case this is your first time checking in with us, I'm gonna turn this nightmare off. Jesus Lord. I gotta do some lighting adjustment in here. It's looks crazy right now. Just to get some baseline realities across, everybody, rip the band-aid off right away. Everybody is playing an anthropological animal.
Do you mean anthropomorphic?
Anthropomorphic.
We were all
I
at
thought this whole
anthropology.
time.
Do you want me to go
You
back to
are
the?
anthropology.
Do you want me to go back to the home
Can you
screen?
go back to the beginning?
Yeah.
Anthropomorphic, god damn it, animals. And in this universe, we are also assuming that in the past there has been a massive Inquisition-style event that has sort of purged magic users from the continent. So magic is very rare and also exceedingly illegal, punishable by death or worse. In addition with that, we're living under a monarchy. So the religion has been only relegated to the Church of Sol, S-O-L, which is a bunch of war priests that facilitated the Inquisition as well. Technology-wise, we're looking at mid-18th century sort of piratey times. The whole continent of Emporia is surrounded by vast oceans, so there's quite a lot of seafaring involved in this community. And let's go talk about everybody's individual characters. So, Hannah, you want to start us off?
Yes, hi. I'm a 7-foot-tall Canadian goose who's also a level 6 paladin and who likes to party. Next.
That was literally your next intro coming off the bus with the bullet points.
Yeah. Oh my God, that show. Fears chicken nuggets.
I am playing Joey, the 10-year-old arcane trickster rogue coyote, who's deeply scarred and on a Jeremy Renner in Avengers trajectory.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's great. Gabe?
I am Zygo, no eyes, no shoes, no service, Coiltail.
Jesus
So
fucking
sad.
Zygo Coiltail, a level 6 Circle of Stars druid who last session was mutilated brutally and lost his eyes.
was
and is
blinded.
dealing with that horror show.
Yep. And speaking of Dylan,
Jesus.
Ooh, okay, now start it over.
Yeah, you want me to go back to the home screen? You want me to go back
no, commit.
He's proud of that one.
Yeah, that
Very
was
proud
good.
of it.
I'm Dylan McCullum. I play Nesbit. I play fan favorite Nesbit Bisbee,
Yeah,
There
you
it
got
is.
that in there.
Swarm
There we
Keeper.
go.
Swarmkeeper Ranger, who, just as we've always said, again, to pull the band-aid off right now, if you don't like bugs, I'm so sorry. I am so very, very sorry. He is covered in ants. His swarm is ants. There are bugs everywhere. I'm so sorry.
Oh, God, he is yucky but effective.
Yep.
So effective.
But let's see
Oh.
who we got playing here. We got Allie Bloom in here. We got Okimmy, solo again. And we
Tweeter
got
of Vecna, thank you for the
what's
follow.
up, Tweeter of Vecna? Hey, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the follow.
Hell yeah.
Peter Vecna is
Yeah,
how I think it's pronounced.
That's our old Mage Hand Press fellas.
Sure ain't.
If anybody is familiar with Mage Hand Press, we love and use their stuff constantly. Please go check Mage Hand Press out. They're fantastic. Especially, I think since college, I used to keep a little file on my computer that was just all of their subclasses downloaded on a PDFs just so I could share them with my friends because they were always so
Aw.
cool.
That's sweet.
Oh, we love you guys too. Yeah, so let's talk about what happened last time and what's been going on. So right now we are deep in the red spine of Emporia, a massive clay mountain range that splits the continent in two right down the middle. And what did we encounter last time? I believe his name was, anybody remember?
The Cleaver.
The Clay Peaks Cleaver. What happened besides
Nick was
Gabe losing his
horrifying.
eyes?
He
Nick
cleaved
Williams. Nick
Terrifying.
Williams came on and guested
So
for
good.
us and was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Truly the most nightmarish
Nightmare
horror
fuel.
show.
Mhm.
Yeah, truly awful.
True nightmare fuel.
We were in an abandoned Church of Soul. At the very, we met the last few stragglers in a mass evacuation of the town and mining community around the area because of the Clay Peaks Cleaver's presence. And unfortunately, I don't think anybody else made it out alive except for you
Bicky.
four.
Bicky the ostrich.
Oh, Bicky, yes.
Bicky lives.
Bickley. Bickley is alive.
Sure.
Bickley is alive.
Whatever, pick something.
Started with a B and he's a
Why you
bird.
talk like this? Yeah, just got to remember. Yeah, there it is. All right, and I'm sure I'm
Mhm.
gonna lose that
The
as soon
security
as Hannah starts
guard.
talking in her New Zealand.
Hello?
Yeah, every time it's like gravity. I pull into like, oh, hello there. Yeah, okay. But right now, I believe, and let's get a little bit of ambiance to reflect it.
Sad
pardon me.
music.
We are. Where were we, guys? Were we?
We were in the shack
Cleaver's
Shack.
shack.
trying to fix Zygo's eyes and
guys are
not
just-
doing well.
Well,
Yeah, we're sort of.
R.I.P. Abram. Yes, gone but not forgotten.
R.I.P.
Allie Bloom
Abram
says.
Wicket. Got
Yes, the dog that was.
hell yeah.
that
and
was
to
bear
Pizza
tracked
Rat.
through a window. And Pizza Rat. Gotta call it for Pizza Rat.
Mhm.
I do have a quick question. Our little chest, did we take it with us when we came to the shack? I feel like
You
Joey
did.
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
been
That
remiss
was
to leave
you,
it.
that
Hannah
was
brought it.
conditional of
Hannah
you
brought it.
getting there significantly later. Yes.
Great, perfect. Just
Um,
clarifying.
Great, yeah. So as you guys kind of fiddle around and make your way through this cabin, perhaps shacking up for the night, though we have not made that decision. What are we all doing? We can kick right on in.
I think in the time that it takes for Kano and Joey to get there, Nesbit has kind of dressed Zygo's wounds as best as he can, and kind of left him to rest. He's gone around the outside of the perimeter to the traps that he saw,
Mm-hmm.
and is just gone, and if he can't deactivate them, just makes them very clear,
Mm-hmm.
at least so that Kano and Joey don't go running right into them.
So you maybe pick up a couple of brambles and lay them across these scattered stones and patches between where the mud is still slushing together in this massive, almost 2-foot deep river of mud.
Mhm.
You're even noticing that pathway you were stepping on before started to flood a little more severely, and now it's literally like stepping stones in a river, less so than it is like stones resting on a clay path.
Zygo has an herbalism kit in his bag. He would have, as he sort of like between consciousness, tried to help Nesbit with like dressing whatever the wounds were.
Mhm.
Just trying to keep. I know I can't be healed yet, but in terms of like staving off infection, would be trying to communicate as best as he could to Nesbit what was happening.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check, Zygo, with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, huh? 8.
8. Okay. So you're able to get your herbalism kit out, but in terms of the actual expertise of using it, or somebody else having to use it for you, the blindness makes you unfamiliar with the vials. You haven't labeled them appropriately, so it's hard to tell what's what.
Sure.
And you're not able to get your normal concoctions set together like you normally would.
Great.
Okay.
Zygo's past it. I mean, honestly, on the brink of consciousness.
You are. Nesbit did bind your eyes with a piece of your own clothing.
Okay.
In a sort of blindfold.
Zygo would have also gestured or tried to communicate in some way to Nesbit about a cloth that he has in his bag, which it literally is a final gift from his grandfather, which he never thought he would have to use. But it is a blindfold that is pressed into his book of his star map, which he would have asked to just have wrapped around his eyes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, Nesbit would. I think after their conversation and after stabilizing him, I don't think Nesbit says much anymore, and just would have gingerly opened the book, being very careful. He's never touched this thing before, and page by page takes it out. I think at this point it would be like blindfold on top of gauze.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, as the blindfold goes around your head, Zygo, you start to see where there was sort of just like a beating, headachy blackness. Suddenly there are some colors that kind of waft in front of your eyes a little bit. As this magic item starts to kind of... Does it require attunement?
It does not.
Okay, cool. So it's just sort of, it activates as it's laid on you, and these two very, very faint black circles appear over where your eyes should be. And from there, that's sort of like, when you peek around the room, you don't see anything still. There's no form or anything that you can see, but rather than just blackness, you're starting to see like blues and pinks kind of swirl around them. Even like a green will come in. It's quite beautiful, but like, again, it's still disorienting and you can't see any of your surroundings.
Yeah, with that, even just that little bit of color, it's something for Zygo, and it probably just, he passes out as soon as he sees that. For everyone else, this is that little minor item, magic item that we were all allowed to get at the beginning.
No.
Mine was the blindfold of the spirits, was the thing that I got.
Wow.
Which
How poetic
Oh
is
my
that?
God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
That's nuts.
Yep. So
That's
that was
fake.
his final gift from his grandfather,
That's right.
who maybe knew more about the future than he thought he did.
That's right.
So I know that Hannah, I know you were very curious at the end of last session, at the beginning of this, about what Tanis, the state of her items were. Did you want to head back down to the church first to do a little scouting?
Sure, if that is allowed and appropriate.
Yeah, you can. Do you want to head off by yourself?
I'm going to do a bit of recon down at the church. Maybe see if there's any food or anything I could grab, and other bonuses as well. Anyone want to join?
Joey looks like she's really considering, but it's more out of fear of letting Kano go by herself. But she keeps looking back and forth between Kano and the chest. And she finally says, I think I might stay here just to make sure that he's safe.
It's fine. I'll be back in a bit. Nesbit, you're in
Nesbit,
charge.
If you want to go, I can stay here with Zygo.
No, I think it's fine. I don't... Nice try.
Nesbit shoots you a look that is kind of like, you would have to pry me away. Like, you would have to genuinely kill me to get me away from him. So, no.
Joey just
Maybe there's some
smiles
special
a little.
healing. Yeah, maybe there's some special healing thing in the church as well. You never know. There's a lot of dark secrets in the Houses of Soul.
Joey walks over to Zygo. She's kind of been avoiding him this whole time. And she crouches down next to him and she goes, Zygo, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm really sorry that this happened to you. And then she just scampers off back into the corner and sits on top of the chest.
Okay. Kano. Outside into the night. Immediately, as you exit the cabin, you notice that your legs are like, as soon as you step outside, koosh, koosh, into two gigantic puddles of mud. It's up to past your knees now. So as you start wading down the mud, you have to head down these massive tiers, which are starting to become waterfalls. Can you please just make an athletics check for me?
Yes. Can I fly in the rain?
You can fly in the rain. You cannot fly in your armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would my AC be without my armor?
Kano can especially fly in the rain.
Is that because I'm bad at flying?
No, because you are a goose. Yeah.
Oh, because I'm a goose. Yeah. I thought it was just because I couldn't roll last time. Dirty 20.
Yeah, dirty 20. So, are you flying?
The music makes me want to say no, but would I be able to carry stuff back flying?
No.
Okay, then I am not.
Okay, so you throw a rope around a rock, you rappel down these quite steep waterfalls now on the sides of them. It's more like mud falls. They're starting to go from just sloughing down the sides of these tiers to more like spraying off the side. You make it down them quite easily with that dirty 20. You get back down to the slurry fields where the Clay Peaks Cleaver absconded with Zygo over his shoulder. And then very soon, you make it back into the bar, and all is very, very quiet.
Okay. Kano would love to do a perception check while we're here.
Go ahead and do a perception check.
Well, I botched, so that's fun. But
Okay.
God.
you know what? I'm okay botching that one for now, depending.
There's no light coming from anything now, and it is pitch black in here.
Okay, I will go ahead and light a torch.
The fire lights everything around the entire church. It slowly crackles. And you step forward. As you step forward, you're echoing on the stone floor. Where are you heading to specifically?
I think first she's going to go to where the bar area was to try to see, is there like a back kind of secret room that the Houses of Soul would have that Kano would know about, or like kind of like the priest headquarters where maybe some kind of
Roll.
like
Yeah, give me a religion check.
religion. Do I have it? I do have it. What a fun little surprise. Of course I'm a paladin.
Paladin.
Duh.
Let's go, Paladin.
Yeah. Hey, I haven't. It's fine. 13.
13. You do know that churches of soul typically do have a crypt underneath.
Oh, visit the crypt alone?
You asked.
I did ask. First, she'll check the bar for any kind of like healing potion or anything that might be useful to them. I'm assuming I know what the answer to this is going to be, but she's going to look.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Cool. Tight. 14.
You find a couple of bottles of half-drunk whiskey, and then some port and wine. The port is definitely spoiled. As soon as you open it, it's turned, but it looks like they've been drinking it anyway. And there are a couple of just like jugs of red wine.
Okay, and that's fine?
Not been corked. The red wine looks fine, smells
Great.
fine. The whiskey's fine. One of the whiskey bottles you see has got like a bunch of little bugs in it, and you throw that one aside, or you don't. Up to you. But yes.
I'm definitely going to fill up my wineskin.
Great. Go ahead and top that off, of course.
And I will go ahead and pour myself a glass and drink that before continuing.
Great. Make a quick con save for me.
Okay. Oh, and I get to add 3. Thank God. 11.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. Next, I'll go ahead and go over to Tanis while she's there.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Here we go. Here it is. 12.
12. Okay. So on Tanis, you find right away her coin purse is very large and sort of like a foot-long sack filled with coins. all neatly wrapped up together. It's going to be 200 crowns all told.
Damn.
Jeez, a Lou.
Payday.
Profitable murder
she
for
packing.
me.
Additionally, sorry, I'm trying to get to her where I've got her stuff. She has 2 scimitars on her.
Okay.
She has her armor, her Inquisitor's armor, as well as a cape that goes with it.
Mhm.
Roll a quick. Do you have proficiency? Oh, you have proficiency in armor, so I can tell you straight up that this is breastplate. So it is 14 AC plus your Dex modifier, a max of 2, and you do not take any disadvantage for stealth.
Oh, but then my AC would be 14. Would be 16.
What's your dexterity? Yeah, it would be 16.
What's my dex, George?
Low.
Bad. That's right.
Not good.
Is it?
George. It's 10. So.
Okay, but this armor is emblazoned with the
Yeah.
the insignia of the monarch.
Okay.
With just like a hog's head on the lapel.
Right. And would it be cumbersome for me to carry?
It would not be. You could throw it in your pack over your back, no problem. Yeah, you have
Okay.
no carry limit there. I will say, make a quick history check for me.
Okay. Because I kind of want to take that and her cape. I botched my history, so. don't
Okay,
tell
never
me
mind. I have
anything.
nothing to tell you. You find a bunch of papers that are all jumbled together, and some of them are scattered over the floor. You can
Okay.
give those a quick look.
Yeah.
Go
I'll
ahead and make another history check for me.
Okay. This one will be better. 13. It was better.
13. Okay, that is going to be So you find out that these are Inquisitor's papers, which basically prove your identity, and you do see a portrait of Tanis next to some of the more pressing credentials. Clearly,
Okay.
so she does appear to be sort of like a photo identification, but it looks more like a painting.
Okay. I would love
also,
to.
50 feet of rope and a grappling hook attachment at the end of it.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and she appears to have a couple of rings on her.
I'm gonna take them off.
Okay. Take 3 silver rings.
Okay. Can I make a check on those to see how they feel?
Feel in what way? That's what a crazy.
like
it feels
magical
good.
stuff. Is there?
You can make an Arcana check, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't get to add anything. Let's see what happens. A 4.
They don't appear particularly special to you, but maybe.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay.
Oh, I've
Anything
got
else you'd like to do in here?
Zygo's magic. I might have you check it out later.
Look at them.
Yeah. But you can feel them. You are magic.
I can.
Yeah.
And I have good arcana.
Yeah. Okay, she will not put them on, although, man, do I want to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the papers to destroy later. And I will take the rings and take her cape and armor.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So you gather all that up?
The scimitars, I'm assuming, are less powerful, less damage dealing than the weapons I currently have, correct?
What weapon are you currently referring to?
I have that longsword, that chitin longsword, that's a D8, and then a flail, that's a D8.
So these are just like scimitars as they would appear in the player's handbook. They're 1d6 light finesse weapons.
Okay, whatever.
So they're not probably useful to you.
Yeah, I don't care. And I don't think anyone else would want them. Okay, she will go into the crypt.
Jesus.
Okay, you're looking for the crypt, so go ahead and make an investigation check to try to find the crypt entrance.
Guys, it's
Or
okay. I
or
probably
a
won't.
religion check if you prefer.
I would definitely prefer a religion check.
Okay, go ahead.
13.
13. It takes you a little longer than you would expect,
Okay.
but finally, in the back left corner of a room, there is a symbol associated with death. It is the moon in the Church of Soul, as in,
Okay.
the religious representation of the end of someone's life being the moon. And you push in on it, and it's a door. Stone door, so it's quite heavy, but it appears to be on not well-oiled hinges, so quite a loud as it squeaks open.
That was a good door.
Was it? Cool.
Yes.
No.
Uh, And then you slowly, like this passageway is as wide as you.
Okay.
And as you push the torch forward, spider webs get caught up in the flame and burn immediately. You see spiders crawl off into the corners. Nothing big, just little ordinary spiders. Do you want to
Okay.
continue down?
I would like to make a perception check first because the door was loud.
Yeah, go ahead and make a
Just to
perception
see
check.
if that, I'm being careful and going into a crypt. What else can I do?
Alone.
9.
Okay, you don't
Oh,
notice
no.
anything.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna look a little bit. I'm gonna go. I'll go in. at
Okay.
first.
Going downstairs immediately as the torch rounds the corner, you just see that you are in a, I would say about 7 feet wide and about 7 feet tall square passageway. On
Mhm.
either side, sorry if that might be like my notifications blasting. Sorry in advance. I don't know what that's coming from. Let me just check.
That one couldn't
Literally.
be me.
Oh, maybe it was you
I'm
then.
so
'cause
sorry, I'm
now,
just trying to
no,
call
it's
me.
totally fine. Because I keep seeing notifications and I'm not hearing them. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, creepy
Anywho.
crap. So you turn the corner, the 7x7
Mm-hmm.
room. On either side of you, there are little slits in the wall. Under each one is a name. They all appear to be clergy of the Church of Soul. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. Okemi is really sorry for the work post-traumatic stress we're inducing on you. Really, really sorry.
16.
16.
16.
Okay. So as you creep forward, there is one that sort of looks a little more ornate than the others. It appears to be sort of perched on a little rock, a pigeon, rather a statue of a pigeon clergyman.
Mhm.
He has his wing fingers folded. He is looking up to the sky. And this figure is only about 5 feet tall, and on the bottom of it is a inscription that reads. Sorry, I gotta look up through my notes.
You're gonna show us some thieves' cant symbols?
No.
It's a
God
backwards
damn it.
N.
Hannah, you're alone in a crypt. Do you really want to be poking the bear right now?
I
Yeah,
know.
right.
I'm uncomfortable when humor is how I help it.
The inscription reads Archpriest Tiff. There's some religious inscription about his glory and resting in the peace of the mighty fiery father. And then underneath it is like he has like a title, and it's not in quotes, but it's sort of italicized. The Dispeller of Rains. Dispeller of the Forever Rain. That's what it is. Sorry, pardon me.
Okay. So no funky bottles and stuff.
No funky bottles or anything, but it just appears to be an interesting. The rest appear to just be like ordinary clergymen, but this one is like an archpriest, which is quite a rare thing. Sort of like a cardinal in like a
Okay.
Catholic Church analogy, like not quite the Pope, but like one under the Pope.
Okay. All right. Cano will walk away.
Okay. Cutting back as Kano, are we heading back to the hut now?
Yeah, I'm gonna have another glass of wine though.
Okay. Make another con save for me real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Too legit. A cardinal? I thought he was a pigeon. Yeah, great. Nice.
Oh,
God damn it.
Cardinal,
Caught-
cardinal.
Caught again. Roasted
11.
again. 11.
11.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now back up to the cabin. Zygo and Nesbit are in the corner. Zygo sort of breathing heavily but not very conscious. Nesbit monitoring him very carefully. Jackie, is Joey doing anything in the corner of the room?
Joey is sitting next to the chest on the ground, and she occasionally puts her ear to it just to see if she can hear anything, and knowing she won't. noticing that Nesbit and Zygo are very wrapped up in their own world, she opens up her bag and very stealthily pulls out the jellyfish book that she has, and just like underneath her legs, almost unwillingly, she flips to the page that she was last on.
Okay, roll a quick religion check for me.
Oh, that's actually gonna be good. That's a 21.
Okay. Jackie, as you read, you finally start to find some passages that are in common. A lot of these passages are in specifically in Gillish, which is trickier to read. It's like sort of like Russian characters. Sometimes there are some words that are the same, but it's like different alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're finding like a couple of translated passages, mostly thanks to, it would seem, Madame Cassandra's annotations. But you're starting to see a lot of creed and prayer that seems to focus on, obviously, the concept of destruction, but also the idea of destruction and disintegration and the breaking down of one's form being a holy and natural process. Specifically, one passage you read is about the execution of a heretic who expelled Yzma's, who rejected Yzma's teachings and refused to burn a piece of his agriculture because it was encroaching on another farmer's agriculture all around. 10 farmers bordering this one farmer. His agriculture is blocking the sun from the rest of them, and they all start to die. And he refuses to destroy parts of his farm and the trees that he's building in his orchard to allow the others to flourish as well. And then the story ends with the reckoning that he receives at the hands of Yzma's prophet, as he is vaporized with a single wave of the hand. And then the big line that kind of catches you is, and so the one disappeared and the other 10 flourished. And that's how the passage ends. And Madame Cassandra has an annotation there, many over one, underlined.
Joey reads this and is intrigued, but feels a little weird. She closes the book and puts it back in the bag.
Okay. Kano eventually comes in through the door, soaking wet, holding quite a lot in her hands.
I didn't find anything of interest that would, and she kind of nods over to Zygo. But, I mean, we've got more money to help us in our travels, and that's about it, so.
Hannah, your volume did just, jack up like kooky crazy.
Oh, it did?
I'm not sure if your game went way up or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Anybody else hear that, or is that just me?
No, I heard it a little bit, but
Maybe a little louder.
Okay, cool. Keep going, Hannah. You sound good now.
Okay. Kano will walk in. Is it super loud?
Yeah, you're still crazy loud. I don't know why that is. Is that you're... Just try to back up from the mic a little bit. Yeah, that's
Okay.
weird. It's got real loud.
Just fat
Okay.
Joe it and lean back.
So Kano will go in.
You're good there.
Okay, and she'll kind of place her stuff down and kind of start reorganizing, just kind of better packing things.
Okay.
Because I already tried, I think at the end of last time, I already tried my lay on hands and stuff, and it didn't work.
Okay. So everything gets laid down. Are we gonna just sort of pack it in for the night and do a little long rest? Anybody?
When Kano gets back, Joey's gonna go up to her and say, "Hey, Kano, do you have any band-aids or anything?" And she's gonna turn around and show Kano that her back is burnt from when she fell into the fire.
Kano will look at it and kind of delayed. Oh my god, right, the fire. That wasn't my accent, but we'll worry about it later. And she will go ahead and how many? Yeah. She will put both of her hands on Joey's back And Joey, how you doing, girl? Health wise, no, you could be better. And she
I'm,
will
halfway.
on a
halfway
scale of
feeling
1 to
better.
50.
Yeah.
And she will give her 15 health points.
Got it. Okay. And then the four settle in for the long, rainy night. Are we all going to sleep, taking watch?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can go ahead and take the first watch because I'm pretty good health-wise. Oh, so are you, Nesbit. Jeez, what am I talking about? You're perfect.
Well, I already technically sadly took the long rest. I'm way lower.
Okay. Well, I'm only at 40.
I know where I'm at. Let me put me down to where I am.
Okay.
Keep going
I
down,
can go
keep
ahead
going
and
down,
take.
Keep going down. Apply changes.
I will go ahead and give myself 10 HP, and I can take the first watch.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Cool. 12.
At one point during the night, Cano, one of the windows, still extremely dark outside, no light coming from inside, dark black clouds blocking the moon or any stars from shedding almost any light. Just maybe there's the hint of a shadow outside one of the windows. But as you rush to it to see if it's just tricking your eyes, whatever it is gone, or it was just a trick of the light to begin with. But it puts you on edge until eventually nothing else happens for the night. You peek your head outside, you look around, don't find anything. Your shift ends. Who takes the next?
I can.
Roll a perception check.
When Joey and Cano are switching, Joey's gonna say to Cano, we're gonna have to figure something out because Zygo can't take watch tonight and he should rest. So maybe I'll do an extra hour and then you could do an extra hour in the morning.
Cano will level with Joey and say, hello. Okay. I don't know if I should let you take watch. I'm very tired. I'm going to need your word that that chest, and Cano's gonna nod towards it, does not get fiddled with, does not get opened until we are all awake and we can make that decision together.
I swear on my dagger that I will not fiddle with the chest.
Cano will kind of nod, making a mental note that the thing that Joey values most is a weapon. And kind of lamenting that fact since she is 10. And she will go ahead and go to sleep right in front of the chest.
Okay.
Just as a precaution. She trusts her, but she's just, she's a big goose.
Joey, go ahead and make that perception check for me.
That is a 21.
Okay, 21. Nothing sparks your attention for the entire 3 hours, and it passes easily. You don't do anything during your watch?
Can I get to the chest at all, or is Cano just in?
Cano is leaned up against it where you would normally open it from. So even if you were to push it, she would feel it open.
But could I go around the back of the chest?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. At one point, Joey just goes and sits behind the chest, and starts to talk through the crack. And she goes, "Hi. So you're probably wondering what all that movement was today. Well, basically, we were in this church, and then these people attacked us, and this guy with a giant cleaver." And Joey basically goes on to update about what happened, finishing with, "And then it was so sad, because at the very end, Zygo, you're gonna like Zygo, he got really hurt, and I don't know what to do, but maybe one day you'll be able to help us, or not." And she just sits there for the rest of the night.
And your shift ends. Who takes the next?
Nesbit.
Not
Nesbit.
me.
Yeah, not
Nesbit.
no, Zygo's not.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you switch with Joey.
19.
19. And you don't notice anything either for the rest of the night, except that eventually the rain stops and the sun comes up over the hills. A little bit of light starts to peek into the cabin, and the wind continues to gust. As you look out the window, as this gray dawn is starting to rise, you see that the mud is literally rippling with the wind, knocking it forwards, like the ground is moving with a mind of its own, still damp and not quite solid from the night before. You see that Zygo, normally you would all feel even a little refreshed after the night, is still in dire straits, still requires tending to, until eventually, after all of you are awakened with your full long rest, Zygo, the you took a long rest, so you would regain any spell slots or anything
and
like
stuff,
that,
but
yes.
not HP.
But your HP is still at 1. Yes.
Not at 5 from the aid spell.
No. That only lasts like an hour.
Oh, then just at 1. Okay.
George,
Just at
can
1.
I do something while my watch is happening, or no?
Yes, you can. Yes, let's back up
Sorry.
really quick to see
I
that.
just-
Yes.
Can I just in the middle of, before the sun is coming up, Nesbit wants to just look through that box.
Oh, okay, yeah. And also, the body of the cleaver is still lying there, kind of moved into the corner.
I think
Did you
we would
guys
just
dump it outside?
Yeah, I think we just dumped it outside.
Okay. He is still wearing his cleaver on his hip. Do you take that?
Well,
or...
I took that off before. I think we talked about this. I took that off before anyone got here.
Got it. Did you want to do any other investigation check on the body, or
I don't care.
No? Okay, got it. Never mind then.
I personally don't care. Anyone else can later.
So you have the cleaver. The details of it become apparent to you as you give it a look over during your shift before you get to what you were doing. I'll just give you the stats right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it is considered a scimitar because of its larger size and curved blade. It does require attunement. It is a magic weapon. Gives you a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. If you successfully attack a target, the target will take an additional 1d4 necrotic damage in addition to its 1d6 slashing damage, and it has to make a constitution save, the difficulty of which is determined by your proficiency and your charisma modifier. So it'd be 8 plus your proficiency plus charisma mod.
A perfect Nesbit was a perfect Nesbit weapon.
Yeah. If they fail, the save, you roll a d4. And that many hours on the D4, no healing spells or healing magic or any health recovery can occur for that time. And if you have multiple successes in a row, the hours continue to stack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, what were you going to do on your long rest? Or on your long rest shift?
I'm looking at the box. I just want to see what the box...
Go ahead and make what kind of check would you like to make?
I guess I'm just...
Right off the bat, I'll tell you that there are several carvings in it.
Mm-hmm.
It is where he was keeping all of his prizes that he took, which is quite a grisly scene. You see hands at one point. You see a couple of objects that you could identify with a medicine check, but you can safely assume are probably innards. But make a quick medicine check for me.
Medicine. 15.
None of them look significantly rotted. Do you want to make any other kind of check, either investigation or arcana or anything like that on the box?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I guess an investigation check. I mean, I'm just trying to square away what I would know about what that means versus what Nesbit might. Um,
Go ahead and make that investigation check.
okay. Oh. That's a 15.
15, okay. So it becomes pretty clear that everything in this box is completely, almost like new. It's almost the worst one, and it is the worst one, is there are a pair of hearts that are inside of the box. They look like they have just been taken from somebody. And the pair of hearts, they are like both lined up on a skewer with a tag that says the hearts of lovers.
Oh,
Oh,
my
Nick.
God.
Oh, why?
Oh my. Oy.
No.
Don't blame Nick for that. I came up with that.
that's a George thing.
But we can. We can.
You don't need to
He's
blame
not
Nick.
here.
Oh man.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, but fuck Nick.
I don't need to
though.
put that at
Yeah.
Nick's door.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Oh, that's
But-
awful.
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
Is there any so I think Nesbitt has a good idea of what the box can do. Is there any indication of why? Or
Go ahead and make a well, the investigation check would have you see on the top there is sort of like an infinity thing, sort of symbol on the top.
right.
And on the top is an inscription for Margaret, so you never forget.
So I think Nesbitt just starts to reason that he knows what the box is and what it can do. But the reason is really for nothing. They're just trophies.
They do appear to be trophies. Zygo Weekly could confirm as such if you were musing on that as well, from what the cleaver said to him.
I think there's a part of Nesbitt who is, himself a hunter, but is always, hunted. Doesn't quite understand hunting for sport, and was looking for some purpose of this thing. And so as that dawns on him as the morning comes, he just goes, it's very crestfallen. All right, that's all I was going to do.
Okay, and then all of you awaken.
Sorry, can I say just one thing for flavor that Zygo has sort of done throughout the night? Obviously, not able to consciously make many decisions or heal or any of that. But as Zygo's eyes are the thing that he's relied on for so long being gone, he sort of opens up his ears to the sounds of the night and the rain, and the wind, and sort of like subconsciously has the hand that's fallen off over onto the ground has sort of dug his fingers down into the mud of the ground next to him, feeling the coarseness of the dirt and the mud.
Yeah, between the floorboards, you get like some mud's actually pushing underneath the house almost.
Yeah.
You've seen that most architecture up here seems to be sort of like on stilts, and it's very possible that you're just not seeing these stilts, and maybe this is literally like sitting on a river, anchored in, kind of.
Cool.
Yeah.
And just sort of for the first time in years, turns his senses downwards from the stars and into and around the world around him.
Make a perception check.
16.
Okay. The sounds are more pronounced than they were before. It's all you have to focus on, but nothing that is significant to your ability to see. That definitely was once almost unsurpassable. there's a calmness to it that strikes you with less stimulation, but also like a chaos and a frightfulness to the sound, especially when the storm kicks up. But as the storm eases, you find some peace in that calm. It's not as if it's erased the trauma from your brain, but it helps you accept a little bit what's happened to you as concrete. And you feel a little more like yourself the next morning, as if you just have a bandage around your eyes. You almost forget that there's no pain that's ebbing in your sockets, even though you are still very weak. But you're able to talk more normally. Your mouth's very dry, though.
Okay. Great.
And all of you are now awake, all sort of like waking each other after the traumatic night. The sun is a very refreshing thing, but it lights this cabin up in a grotesque way that sort of exposes just how nasty and filthy this place is. Lots of stains all over the floor from definitely unsavory acts. Yeah, this place has a bad energy to it for sure.
And the morning comes. I think when Nesbit just wakes up, so this is like my watch goes into the morning, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I think Nesbit kind of goes outside and just finds a patch near the cabin and just takes out every single trophy and just slowly buries them. Except
they sink into the mud easily.
For now, except Zygo's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He can't seem to deal with that yet.
You see that each eye that you're holding in your hand, even though they've been literally removed from Zygo's head, also have a vicious slash across the pupil.
Faster. I need to be faster. Nesbit just buries all the rest and puts the eyes in the box and closes it. And goes back inside, like filthy as always, but doesn't care, and just kind of sits in the corner once again.
Caked in mud, all of you. Yeah.
And just starts to whittle. I assume it's a wooden box.
It is.
Of some kind. What I know
chains wrapped around it, but not austere-looking chains. Not like yeah. Like as if they're just like ornamental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I know that if I do anything to this box, like the outside of it, would it like break what I am pretty sure is like an enchantment on this thing, or?
You can roll an Arcana check for that.
Okay. 3.
You have no idea.
Okay, then Nesbit is so afraid of what magic is, so he doesn't even touch it. He's just like, okay, Zygo's eyes, okay, and box.
So Zygo's eyes are put in the box and closed?
Yeah, I have that box, and I just walk in and say, okay, all right, morning, everyone. It might be unwise to leave, but I do not wish to stay. That is my vote for this morning.
No, we tried last night, but should we try some healing stuff this morning to help Zygo? Zygo, are you awake?
I think so.
Yeah, you're awake, buddy.
It's a fancy new thing you've got in your eyes there. As she notices the handkerchief or the blindfold with the spots.
It was my grandfather's.
Really like your grandfather.
I was pretty sure I was going to see him again last night. And he reaches towards where he thinks Nesbit is.
Nesbit kind of just sees that he's for sure not right there, but just rushes to where he was. Like, very much just...
Nesbit, that is twice now that you have saved my life.
I'm still making up for the one time that you saved mine, and Olivier's, and Daniel 3's, and Camille's 18's, and like just starts referencing every single aunt.
Zygo like coughs us into a smile.
I have many more lives. I have a lot of debts to repay. 2 down, a couple, what is it now? Hundreds to go.
If you say so. Thank you.
Now, if it'll help any, and Kenna will go ahead and place both of her wings on either side of Zygo's head and lay on hands 5 hit points.
Okay, yeah, it works. You see a little bit of the, especially around the eyes where most of the trauma has occurred, the skin scars over. And his eyelids sort of, you feel the pain recede from that area specifically, and you still feel beaten from where the cleaver slashed you in other places.
Mm-hmm.
But the dull throbbing pain has now sort of cleared your head. You're now at 6 hit points, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
Kano will look over to Nesbit and nod towards the chest and say, "Are they in there?"
You mean like my box?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Yes, and I don't know if this is a, in some ways it's good news wrapped in horrifying fact, but they are well preserved and will be for quite a while.
Okay. Kano nods and goes over. May I? Like gesturing to the box. She wants to open it, but knows.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
Kano gently opens up the box and holds an eyeball in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
And will do the same thing, kind of putting like her palms on the underside and her thumbs on the badly damaged corneas specifically, and she will do the same thing and put 5 and do lay on hands.
Okay. There's not an immediate effect, but slowly a little bit of magic starts to seep from where the injury was cut into the eyes, and the scar tissue sort of heals away. And now the eyes are just sort of left with like faded black pupils, but those massive, nasty scars that have cut into the eye mend, and the eyes sort of become more whole and shapely again. Though they're still, the places where they were pulled from Zygo's head are still frayed and the ends are unconnected.
Okay. Knowing that it probably won't work, but she's going to go ahead and try anyway. Kanna will bring the eyes over to Zygo. And Is it okay if I gently remove the blind
Zygo
fold?
nods. Yeah.
Okay.
As you touch his skin, he reacts.
Is it all right?
Sure. If you can bear it.
I've beard worse, so I'll do anything for you, Zygo. And putting the eyes back where they should be, she'll go ahead and cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. There's a burst of magical golden energy that there suddenly engulfs Zygo. Zygo, your vision goes from dark black nothingness to bright light. Sort of shocks your eyes white. There is a slightly painful burning in your eye sockets as something mends back together. As each eye slowly settles back into place. Much to your surprise, Zygo, your eyelids start to fit back over your eyes in sort of a grisly at first sort of way, but then in a much more comforting way as you feel the shape of your head sort of goes back to what it used to be. And then you blink and you see nothing but gray. No shape. Lesser Restoration is a spell that would normally cure blindness, but the severity of your wounds has unfortunately is going to require more than a Lesser Restoration spell.
A little bit beyond Lesser Restoration.
A little bit beyond Lesser Restoration, because the blindness is a condition, but to be truly blind from an injury is different than like a disease causing you to be blind. So,
Sure.
The eyes, however, fit back in Zygo's head. And Zygo, you feel your muscles are able to move your eyes in your socket. So you can certainly look in places, but you still see more gray.
Just to be clear, this isn't like color, but this is just like shapes and light. Right? I'm still blind for all intents.
You are still blind for all intents and purposes, but there's like now you can start to tell when it's dark and when it's light.
Okay.
Your blindness has definitely been like it's less severe, but the necrotic nature of the weapon that was used is going to, and like the severity of the injury is going to require a little more than just that spell.
Got you. Do the eyes? I would not know this, but do the eyes look blind?
Yes. If you were to look at your pupils and inspect them closely, it looks like your pupils are sort of like inactive and almost a little gray.
Great.
They don't dilate with the light, even though you can kind of like tell when it gets brighter in your vision.
Cool.
But if you were to keep your eyes downcast, you wouldn't be able to tell. You do have two massive scars that go diagonally across your massive eyelids that are scarred over. There's like scar tissue now.
Cool. Zygo will take Kano's hands as they sort of place back into his head, and just say, "Oh, thank you."
Kano will sadly smile. I'm so sorry I can't do more.
You have done so much.
Kano will like awkwardly kind of cradle Zygo in a hug, because that's kind of what she is used to doing, having been a pseudo mom to Joey for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just kind of gently pat Zygo's head.
Okay.
Zygo's gonna put the blindfold back on for now. I think he's a little embarrassed of this condition still, less so than he was the empty sockets, but would rather just not lead with that.
Yeah, at least all of you sort of like, even though Zygo's condition is still quite dire, seeing his head, unfortunately because the eyes are so large on chameleons, seeing his head sunken in like that was quite disturbing to even look at. Now it's much more, it's much less stomach twisting to see him now. Not from like being horrifically ugly, but just like there's a twist of guilt that everybody feels involuntarily of being like a survivor's guilt, and that guilt ebbs a little bit, and there's a little more hope in the morning. Definitely has made a significant improvement to what's actually going on your face, Psycho.
Zygo will sort of pull himself up on Kano's arm as he gets some bearings and go, Nesbit is probably right. This is not a place where we should be much longer if we can avoid it.
Bang, 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 bang. The door. There's a huge knocking at it.
Kano will post up and go look. There's not a peephole in the door, is there?
There's a window, though, on the same wall. You want to take a look out the window?
Yeah.
When Kano moves, Joey just inserts her head under Zygo's hand to help stabilize him a little bit.
Got it.
He
Yeah.
means, wait.
You see Bickley the ostrich standing outside of the door, just like covered in mud and knocking on the door. Hello? Hello? And he
Kano will
doesn't get a
go ahead.
response.
Kano will go ahead. Oh, can I make an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bickley's like a level 20 cleric, right? He
Yeah.
can-
Also evil. Chaotic evil, fully. 12.
12. You can't really tell. He looks disappointed when he gets no answer and turns back down the hill, slinging a rope over his shoulder, like, bloody climb up these hills again.
No,
Starts wrapping
Kano's gonna open the door and be like, hello?
Oh! And he immediately unwraps the rope from the rock he was tying it to, throws it back over his shoulder.
Oh my god.
You four made it out then?
So it would seem, yeah. I'm happy you're there as well. Was there any other event? Where did you go? Also.
Well, I hid. And he points. He brings you to the edge of the cliff and points at a very specific area, off to the side of the slush fields. Roll perception check, Kano.
Okay. Oh no, 21. What a fun one.
You see it right there, and he points, and you see a little hole in the mud where he clearly, it's like him-sized. He clearly just like hid the mud for the night.
Ah, nice.
And you can see quite clearly he is covered in mud, like caked. It looks like maybe he tried to wash himself off a little bit this morning, but not much.
Mm-hmm. Ah, nice. It's a good trick.
He then just hands you the rope, goes into his pockets, pulls out a couple of black cubes that he puts in your hand, and says, the way I see it, I owe you for a lot. So, I've got a little gift for you. When you're ready, come on deck down to the church. And he points to the Church of Soul all the way down, and says, I'm going to give you the key to get out of here. And he gives you a clap on the shoulder, which he then turns into a hug, and he just says, thank you for saving my life. And then he he takes the rope back, and he says, bring the food when you can. And you see that you're holding these black cubes are actually very commonly given to mount bugs, depending various different kinds, but clearly wants you to have them and be ready with them for when you guys gather yourselves and go back down to the church if you do decide to go back down and meet him. And he grabs the rope back from you, wraps it around a rope, and starts rappelling down. And then he is gone.
Bye. Wow. There's comedic relief when you need it, and Kano will go on back into the cabin and
Kano will push open the fourth wall and
and walk right on in. And reminded of what she has not yet done, she will go ahead and can we assume that we had like a little fire going?
Yeah. There's a fireplace in there.
She's gonna go ahead and toss Tanis's documents / ID in there. She would first like to read over it and see if there's any kind of like thing that she missed earlier. And like
yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Just for fun. 7.
7. Okay. They appear to be, and I will say the title of one of the documents is Inquisitor ID paper, identification paper.
Okay. She's gonna go ahead and burn it.
Okay.
Just because she doesn't want her to be identified.
The papers drop into the fire, curdle and burn.
Okay, cool. Right. So I just saw Bickley, that bird from earlier, the security guard, the bouncer of the church bar, if you will. He told us to come on down there when we're ready, and he's got a way out for us, and he gave me these little food cubes for bugs. So speaking of leaving,
All
I think
right.
it's
Psycho, I can help guide you.
I have some faint memory of pretty sheer mountain cliffs. I do not know how useful I would be traversing them.
well, if you two can carry the chest, and she's gonna point to Nesbit and Joey, I can go ahead and carry Zygo. If we think that would be good, or you guys could carry Zygo and I could carry the chest.
No. It's that seems like a good idea. I
could try to carry Zygo. Zygo is bigger than Joey.
I like your spirit.
Sago gently pats Joey's hand that is holding him up. And thank you for the enthusiasm.
I wonder if in this does Out give us a way to get to the meteor or the comet. Either way, this horrible place doesn't have many friends, so we'll take the help we can.
Okay. You guys all start to gather around. It takes you a little longer to find a pathway down that requires as little climbing as possible, but the mud that was sliding down this massive mountain has actually sort of solidified into a squishy ramp of sorts as the morning starts to dry the clay out. So it's not entirely easy. You still tie ropes off on some rocks to maintain like your balance and stuff, but you're able to sort of even just like Nesbit and Joey are able to kind of let the chest slide onto the bottom as they maintain a hold on it. They don't need to carry it aloft. And soon after about 20-30 minutes, you guys are down and back at the church, where you find one massive wagon and one smaller wagon waiting for you. Bickley appears to be loading up the smaller wagon. The larger wagon is completely empty, and tied up to the two front are two very large stag beetles with big horns poking out of their front. Both are a bright iridescent yellow, though one of them has a sort of red stripe going down the back of it. And Bickley gives you a wave, over here, and he gestures you in and says, least I could do was send you off in style. And he goes to take the big trunk from Joey and Nesbit as he pats his big wagon.
Joey goes, no! We'll do it. We'll do it. It's okay. We'll do it.
You know what? Normally I'd be curious. Don't even want to know. He says, go on. He points to Kano and says, go on, give them the cubes to see if they like it.
Kano's gonna holding up. A lot of thoughts just happened there. We'll go up presenting one cube in her hand.
Not so fast! Okay,
And
roll
slowly walk out.
roll an animal handling check for me.
Oh, God. It's like hippogriffs.
Yeah. Bow.
She will then bow.
Wink.
Okay. 11.
11. It sniffs and kind of like the ground, and he says, nope, and he pulls you back away from it and says, everybody be quiet. A moment. Everybody just be really quiet. Does anybody else want to try? And the beetles look a little pissed. They're kind of like stamping the dirt.
Also, is Speak
Step
with
forward.
Animals an obvious spell?
Yes.
Verbal and somatic components.
Yeah.
Nesbit kind of appears at Bickley's side. Huh!
Hello.
He kind of confused, looks at Kano, and then takes the cubes and hands them to Nesbit. All
He's
right.
bitter with
Go on.
animals.
Go on. Slowly now.
16.
the stag beetles, a little more curiously this time, pick the black cubes out of Nesbit's hand, eat them, and are calm. All right, that was easy. Bickley gets up into his cart, which is a very large, sort of like bulky-looking ant pulling it. And he gives it a little, and it wheels around. He's got a couple of bags and stuff in the back, and he just writes down something on a piece of paper. It appears to be an address in Bovington. And he says, "You ever need a friend and you're on the right side of the spine, give me a look up, shall you?" And then he beats it.
Thank you.
And he goes up like from where you guys came down into the mining town. So back from where you came, basically.
All right, well, shall we?
Yes.
Do I remember, George, what direction the meteor was headed?
Yeah, if you guys continue through, you guys were on your way towards that general direction. So if you continue forward through the slurry fields and off to the left, like basically you guys went through the slurry fields and veered off to the right up to this guy's house. If you went through the slurry fields and back to the left, you would be on the path that you were originally on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kano? I think maybe, if possible, before we head out, to establish a bond with these creatures. This is a hard time for us. Would all of you like me to speak with these beetles?
Cool.
I think that's a great idea, Nisbet.
Okay.
Joey's gonna turn to Zygo and go, "There are 2 giant beetles," and then turn back.
And Nesbit is gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, what's that look like?
So I think, again, and this is something that has started to happen more frequently as they've been kind of out in the wild. And now you both will see this too, Kano and Joey. You start to see that when Nesbit just starts to do something that seems like normal to him, he just starts seemingly speaking beetle. But you see like these floating ants that like start flying up, turn to like these green motes of light, almost like little like forest spirits kind of surrounding him. Oblivious to it, Nesbit all just kind of just starts, like, takes a deep breath, those lights shine, and then he just goes like, it just starts speaking beetle.
What do you say to these beetles?
Hello, friends.
And you can understand them, correct?
Speak with Animals is like, yeah, you're fully just speaking.
Yeah, okay.
You gain
Cool.
the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with them.
They're both chewing, so you hear like...
Hello, friends. I wish not to interrupt you in the middle of a meal. I know better than that. Just simply
They
want
both
to...
gasp. Little one speaks. Says the one on the right, without the red stripe.
Yes. Which one of you is the leader?
I am leader. No, I am leader.
Now,
No,
do not
I
fight.
am leader.
Do not fight. Do not fight. You know which one is the leader. You know it to be true.
He is leader. I am leader.
Yes, very good. We do not have time for squabbles. We are a broken band of travelers. And we need safe passage. We are good. And we will treat you well.
Have more food? I am in charge. Questions from me. Have you more food?
I will point out, friend, you asked the same question. He has good questions. Defer to
both
him
of them-
more.
Both of them look at each other like, like they have a new understanding of each other. What if no in charge? Together in charge?
Interesting. Perhaps I'm in charge. All right. Further.
Roll a quick persuasion check.
Uh-oh. Persuasion. Uh-oh.
It's gonna be a nat 20. Like there.
It
It
has
better
to
be.
be.
Storytelling.
5.
No.
Ridiculous. You are much too small to be in charge. Yes, small one is never in charge.
Simple joke. Anyway, what I was saying was, if you serve us well, we will give you lots of food.
Both chitter like, yes, agreeable, yes.
All right. What may I call you both?
Both blanch at that.
All right. Then nothing shall be your names. Many food for you both.
What would you say? What's the last line you said?
I said many food for you both.
Many food, many food, many food, many food. And then they both just, do you drop the spell or you keep it up?
I mean, I have it for 10 minutes, so I'll just keep it on.
Okay, so it's still going. Great, yeah.
I'll just keep
While
it on
this is
in case they start talking shit about me.
Yeah, they can still hear. They can, yeah, no problem.
Like,
While this is happening, Zygo's just gonna quick first level cure wounds on himself, just so he's less on the brink of death's door.
Yeah.
And now that they're alone, or as far as he knows, he heard a carriage leave, so he hopes they're alone.
All you guys have heard is Nesbit like, hold on a second, and then you just hear like come out of Nesbit's mouth, and then the beetles also do that.
He's heard Nesbit speak to bugs before. He assumes this will take a while, so he cures wounds on himself.
yeah, Nesbit just turns back and goes, it was pretty standard. If we give them lots of food, they will be nice and work hard for us.
The little one speaks the nonsense words again. Yes, foolish to think he could be in charge. And they keep, yeah.
Nesbit
One of
just
them
like
goes-
clocks it.
Kano will go ahead and throw another cure wounds at you.
Aw.
You're so low, dude.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
not a great position, but
Yeah. So take that. So that's. Do you want me to roll that up for you?
yeah, because it's your spellcasting modifier.
Cool. Oh my gosh! Guess who rolled an 8? Take 11 HP back.
Oh my god. Y'all, I'm solidly at half. I'm feeling good.
Yay!
Oh,
Nice.
good.
Zygo emboldened by his friends.
What a
and the
great way
bug
to-
chat.
What a great way to enter this short rest.
Would you like to take a short rest?
Can
Or
we?
can we like be on
Can
our
we
way?
good?
Yeah, of course you may.
Sure.
I guess before or during, we're like getting into the thing and heading off as we short rest.
Yeah,
Is that-
if you'd like to, well, you can't travel and short rest at the same
Yeah.
time. But if you'd like to take 30 minutes of the morning and just like have some breakfast and take a short rest, absolutely go ahead and.
Maybe try to like
Yeah, there's-
clean off a little bit.
There's
Is
no
that-
reason to just. I mean,
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
like a canister of water that you guys like, sort of like a water tower that's now definitely going to go unused with a giant hose at the bottom of it. If you guys wanted to, you could all wet yourselves and get some of the mud off of you. It won't clean you like a bath would, but at least you won't be caked in mud from head to toe in your fur.
Definitely. Joey has like her fur is just completely matted all the way up to right underneath her chin from
Where
when
she
she was trying
sunk
to
into
run
the
after
difficult
Zygo
terrain.
and just So she goes in and she scrubs and she scrubs. Get herself all clean.
I'll roll some hit die. It's our hit die plus our con mod to
Correct.
each
yes.
time, yeah.
Yes, for every dice.
Unsurprisingly, Nesbit sees no point in doing
the cleaning.
the cleaning at this point. While the wind is howling and the mud is rippling, he's like,
Okay, I'm good. I'm like just below top, but I'm fine.
Okay. Do we all hop in the car and get on going?
yeah, we hop in the car.
Get off and go. Okay. Both of the wagon starts to kick off. It is a rather large wagon. I will simply tell you who is driving the wagon. Does anybody
Joey
have proficiency
tries.
in land vehicles? That might
And-
be a good thing to note if anybody
How
does
would
have
we
that.
know that?
Fighters would.
No, I do not have proficiency in land vehicles.
Don't.
Okay.
But
So you guys
yeah.
can kind of choose between whoever you
What
think
do you
can do it
need
the best.
to drive a bug?
You're going to have to make checks to drive.
Kind
You will
of
not be. They'll just be straight checks.
Oh,
If you're trying to yell at the creatures to do something, it'll be more like animal handling. But if you're trying to like that would be like sort of a it's tricky.
I guess I'll do
Technically they're separate checks. Animal handling and a land vehicle check.
Mhm.
So I think it would sort of just be like a straight roll if you don't have proficiency. Maybe depending on what stat you're using, we'll add a stat modifier.
I guess I'll do it. I talked to
Okay.
them.
Nesbit
Yeah.
takes the reins. In that case, Nesbit, you were going to keep track of the wagons, how well it's holding up.
Okay.
The wagon has an AC of 15.
Okay.
Oh boy.
The entire thing has an HP total of 50.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.
And each wheel has an HP of 10. And an AC of 15 as well.
of 25.
AC 15, wheel is 10 HP. Okay.
Yep, and then
and they don't
for...
count towards the wagon and HP itself, right?
They don't. They have their own stats, which I am emailing you now.
Oh dear god.
They are a giant... I'll put it in the Zoom chat for you.
Okay.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to put it in the Zoom chat because I think if you open the chat, it'll mess with how
No.
the
I have,
Zoom...
no. You can
Oh, we're
see
good?
it.
Okay. Then never mind. I'm just going to send it to you.
I have.
Cool.
I fixed all the things you could never do, George.
Yes, I am a technological poo-poo head compared to McCullum. So giant stag beetles, for everybody listening, in case you're curious. AC of 15, HP of 60 each. They have only a 30-foot speed of walking, so they're not particularly fast, but they won't be affected by any of the difficult terrain of the rocks. They do have a fly speed of 10 feet, which you make note of when you get on the back, Dylan. You see that they have these large wing covers that seem kind of like caked in mud and cemented shut. Probably haven't flown for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Their intelligence is not 1, like it says on this thing.
Right.
Their intelligence is actually going to be 5. That's the only stat that's different, though.
Okay.
Strength of 19. They're very strong. Constitution of 15. Charisma of 3. They're pretty nasty looking beetles. Kind of like if they're the real world equivalent of like big stanky ox with like twisted up teeth and like one messed up eye.
Yeah.
They're like
Oh.
yellow,
Cool.
but like muted yellow, and it's
I
Ox
love
for the
it.
story.
and they do have like a mandible weapon attack that they will use to defend themselves.
Which they won't need.
Yeah, I don't know why you're telling us all this. It seems
Irrelevant.
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 Completely irrelevant.
I
Yeah,
don't
there
know
will
why.
be no. I would never put an encounter on you guys.
No,
Oh.
not
Unless
after
I'm
that
just
last
using-
encounter.
Yeah,
Not
right.
after Gabe lost his eyes.
They're completely edible, Jess. Yes. Jess just asked that in the chat. If you want, you can fry them up and eat them like cow steaks.
Ooh.
And you
Uh,
can season it with that bug poop Joey found a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
So, perfect time to take a let's call it a 8-minute break.
8-minute break.
Ooh,
Fancy.
As the carriage takes off up towards down through the slurry fields. The wagon wheels sink in about 2 inches to the clay is starting to harden already underneath a blistering sun and very stiff breeze. So all the mud, by the way, is drying almost like like it's frozen in an oceanic tableau.
Mhm. Ooh.
Like little waves in the mud are forming,
Dope.
and like as if
Oh.
like there are crests of
Fall.
mud all around your feet. It's very eerie, like little worm trails everywhere. And you guys go over a mountaintop, leave the mining town in the distance behind you. Everybody make a perception check.
Should I? Is it site based?
It doesn't have to be. So
Oh.
yes, go ahead and make
Oh
one.
yeah. That is a
15.
23.
24.
14, not like wow.
Even
Great.
with my reduced perception checks.
That's
wow.
great.
24.
Okay. You guys, whoever rolled above a 20, suddenly hears behind them. You guys quick get your heads around, and you just see an avian disappear around the other corner where you guys went to. He was like the same way Bickley went to. Bickley's also an avian, but an ostrich, so it definitely wasn't him. And it just like disappears around the mountain crest and out of sight.
Can we tell if it's a pelican?
Go ahead and make. What was your perception check? You can't. It was a stork. Definitely looks like Tosh.
It was Tosh.
Or, it was Tash, that
Tash,
guy that you
Tash.
met earlier. Yeah. That
Baby.
what's the marabou stork?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
he
one
is,
of the ugly 5. Fun
appears
fact.
to have been watching you again, even though he certainly denied it last time. But yeah, definitely, it's hard to misplace that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zygo will like lean into Nesbit, having heard the wings, and go, Tash?
Nesbit just kind of looks back, like, because he's like clocked it, and then when Zygo says that, he's like, "How did you, Zygo?"
And we're gonna take a break right there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A break right there. Okay, yeah, we'll be back in like 8.
8 minutes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. See you guys real soon.
Woo!
Alright.
I set upon the ship at dawn. I wouldn't dare be late. Abilities were checked to
Okay, and we are back. Hello, everybody. Thanks for
Hello.
sticking around for the break. If you're here and if you're just hopping in, welcome. And we've just had a little bit of a wrap up of a morning after our traumatic encounter with the Clay Peaks Cleaver. A little bit of minor magical surgery done to restore at least the shape of Zygo's face. He's recognizable again.
MD.
His eyes are muscularly attached, but the vision component is still not there. So while Zygo looks more normal, he is still blinded. It seems to be permanently, but only time will tell. I can see that the drive to maybe find a solution is there with the party, so we'll see what happens. And we just departed the town, nearing our destination of Dazzo's Comet, the impact point where it crashed into one of these clay peaks. And behind us, we just perhaps heard the fleeing of a spy who has been keeping an eye on us throughout the entirety of our journey through the Red Spine. Tash, the Marabou stork fella, who was found at the site where those two bodies were lying on the road there and warned you of the Clay Peaks Cleaver in the first place. Though a little more cryptically than some of the members of the town. So certainly mysterious, a little foreboding. And now we are just heading down a relatively clear path. One thing that you guys noted as you were going along is that the brambles were getting kind of out of control and were making passage sort of like hard to navigate, definitely hard to navigate quietly. Now, since stealth isn't really a concern, you're noticing that a lot of the clay that flooded over everything sort of engulfed quite a bit of the bramble, which all appears to be already dying as it's covered in clay. Kind of a violent thing to see the landscape so devastated, but based on the weather and what's happening, it must be a natural cycle of this place to be covered in clay and then be washed away again, and for plant life to die and flourish and die and come back. And now we're just going to come back to the party as we travel along a much wider and much more easily traveled road.
As they go, Joey's been sitting next to Zygo, trying to narrate the scenery for him. So she'd be like, there's a lot of clay, and then over there's some more clay, and then in front of us is a little bit more clay, and then there's a bramble. Oh, no, just kidding. It's more clay. And she just goes on and on.
After like 20 minutes of this, Zygo is going to like feel his way up to the front to where Nesbit is sitting, and come in and sit next to him, and say, how are we faring?
We're doing all right, I think.
Have you ever driven before?
What's that?
Have you ever led a carriage before?
I have ridden atop one of these before, yes. I have not done what we're doing, no.
Right. Nesbit, I have something to ask you. It's sort of embarrassing, I guess, but I have seen you abandon your vision and your senses before and transmute them into the bodies of the colony. I was wondering if you think that is something that I might be able to do, or that you could teach me.
By the mother, yes. You know, I don't know how I do any of that, but you are much smarter than I. See through new eyes. Yes. There's a rhythm to the world that I listen to and that I follow. And when you're in tune to it, to another creature such as the colony or these idiot bugs in front of me, it is like becoming one. I can teach you as much as I know how.
Zygo's going to sort of reach out his hands to try and feel for one of the beetles that is driving this carriage, the hard sort of carapace of its body, and rest its hands on there and say, I am not in tune with the rhythms of the world around us. I have spent too much time watching the heavens.
Well, I did not think that there would be something I could teach you. So, this will be different. Yes, this will be different. I'm sorry to say, Zygo, you will have to think like a bug.
Zygo can't roll his eyes or drop his head, but he wants to, as much as he can. But he sort of takes that in, sighs, and starts concentrating as much as he can on thinking like a bug, and listening to what Nesbit is saying.
Nesbit, what do you say? As you concentrate harder, you feel the sounds of everything start to sort of ebb away, and you only hear Nesbit's voice.
Are you talking to me or Zygo?
Talking to Zygo.
Okay.
Nesbit talking to Zygo. Yeah.
Oh, me talking to him. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. All right. My father used to say, listen for the rhythm. And I think Nesbit kind of says it loud, like he is looking at this point, brings in the other two into this one.
Yeah, Joey and Kano are on either side watching, and now are sort of become a part of this as spectators.
He would bang pots and pans with sticks and go along to the sound of the river and the wind. Nesbit looks around. Listen to the wheels. Look for
Make a perception
constant.
check, Zygo.
16.
Okay, yeah, the wheels become exceptionally loud, and you start to be able to focus on them more.
Now that is not of the wild. That is constant and made by us. It is always. But now, listen to the mud beneath the wheels.
And that becomes louder, Zygo. Make another perception check.
23.
Now you hear little as the mud underneath, when you're concentrating on that, you suddenly hear what you start to reason are thousands of ant footsteps. Just a small bit of Nesbit's colony kind of tracking underneath the shade of the carts that escape the sun. You hear them crawling over the mud.
When I was younger, and I was told, listen, I did not. And Nesbit kind of non-subtly just looks directly at Joey.
Joey does not take the hint.
But when I lost them, I felt alone. But then I listened. And in this world, you can hear them, Zygo, can't you? You heard the wing beats on the wind and knew it was someone we met. That's the rhythm of the wild. You can hear the colony. It's why I'm never afraid. I'm never alone. You're never alone. The mother makes music, and if you know how to play it, well, as my father always said, she will provide.
You feel a tickling on your finger that travels all the way up your arm, of one or two ants that crawl all the way up your forearm and come to rest on your shoulder. Make one more perception check, please.
13.
And you involuntarily cast Beast Bond. And all of a sudden, like a photo, like the reverse of a photo, like burning out on a Polaroid, the world sort of comes into focus and you're staring up at you from your own shoulder. You're a little bit refracted and the colors are weird, sort of all purpley, but you can see yourself.
I understand, Nesbit. I am not alone. And yeah, through casting Beast Sense, Zygo is able to see through the eyes of a willing creature that he touches.
Okay, Zygo, you are now going to have the colony present on you at all times through so not to the degree of Nesbit at all, but always, like, if you shake out your sleeve, an ant will come out. Like, you'll just have like
Great.
five or six ants crawling all over you at all times. They might hide in your boot. They are certainly not, when Nesbit like goes like, and he just like shows you 4,000 ants. Not like that, but like for the purposes of having Beast Bond, you'll always have an ant on you.
Yeah, we'll say that it's Olivier.
Great.
Olivier.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, of course it's got to be
Love it.
Olivier. Olivier's
well,
got such an arc.
Yeah, Olivier. has to
Olivier
have an arc.
volunteered for it
It's
silently,
not going to
right?
be Christine 18.
That's my
So-
best name.
Artie, the way Beast Sense works is that for an hour, it takes my concentration, so it's not great in combat, but for an hour, I can see and hear through those creature senses.
Mhm.
So if it's on my shoulder, I'm kind of seeing
Yeah.
for an hour.
Aw.
Yeah. You are seeing also everything in like UV. So,
Right, and ant
Yeah.
vision.
In ant vision. So it's all kind of fuzzy and you're still like, it's tricky, but like you won't take any disadvantage. In dim light, it becomes a little
Sure.
different.
Sure.
But we'll
Makes
talk
sense.
about that. So yeah, you
Piano?
guys,
is
Go ahead,
going
Kano,
to,
yeah.
like, all of a sudden, as if she remembered something she forgot about, pull out the rings that she got from Tanis
Mm-hmm.
and waddle over to Zygo. And hold them out to him, saying, I got these off of Tanis, and I couldn't quite make them out if they're special or not, and I was hoping you could take a look at them.
I think
Now that she's 10.
I might actually be able to do that, at least for a little bit. Yes.
Are you still under the beast bond concentration?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Cool. 17.
17. You feel them in your hand a little bit, and two of them feel very ordinary and cold and kind of like cheap almost, and you kind of filter those out of your hand until you're holding kind of a chunky piece of jewelry. Almost looks like a high school, like somebody's high school class ring.
Cool.
Where it's like kind of like bulbous, except that it's purple. Sort of looks like the top of a fancy crown, and there's an emblem of the queen's profile, the pig profile there. Oh, sorry, there's no combat. Ignore this. I'm sorry. Why is this happening?
Sure.
Oh, good to know.
And the ring explodes.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah, I messed that up. That might happen a couple more times, and I'll just have to back it out. That's an error with my thing.
Good.
So this purple kind of chunky diamond with the queen's profile definitely feels magical. Roll an investigation check.
Not as good as it used to be. But not if you fucking nat 20, baby.
Oh my god, yes!
Based on the vibe of the ring that you're holding in your hand, it feels like that you can kind of like explain that it's got protective energies around it. This is a ring of protection, +1 to AC and all saving throws, and requires attunement.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Damn!
That's
Zygo
really
will
cool.
explain that as best as he can, never having heard the words ring of
AC.
protection before.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Your
it is-
AC up like so high.
It is a ring. It makes you harder to hit, and I guess better at saves. Yeah, great. That's super dope. He'll give it back to Kano at this point. It's not his to have.
Thank you. I wish the stone was a bit different, but hey, who am I to deny this? And Kano will. How long is the attunement?
It takes 8 hours. So you won't be able to put it on now, but by tomorrow you'll be able to apply that +1 AC and all that good stuff.
Damn.
Okay. Well, she'll put it on, and she will go ahead and give Joey the other two.
Yeah.
The
Rings.
useless ones.
Well, they
Joey's-
could be like our little friendship ring.
I like it.
So cool! And she immediately puts both of them on her fingers.
Okay, got it. You guys are traveling for a little while. You start to hear like the river next to you get louder and louder. There's quite a large canyon. And eventually you see that there is going to be a bridge that you're going to need to cross as the mountains get much more like spread out and away from you. It's almost like you guys are entering like this little meadow of clay dunes that are much like only like 20 feet tall in most directions, that are like kind of spread around this deep canyon in which there is a river raging far, far below. The mountain range continues on the other side a little further in the distance, and you guys can actually see the impact crater where Dazzo's comet landed. It's probably only like another day's journey away, barring any particularly like large natural obstacles. But yeah, it looks like you guys all get excited when you see deep in the mountain's crevice. Like it looks like there is like snow and bramble up there, kind of mixed in with the majority clay. But then there's just this big sunken in section where there is no bramble. It's almost like a dark green hole from how far away you're looking at it. A little bit of mist and clouds are blocking the void in the side of the mountain. As you guys get closer, approaching this bridge, something does catch your eye. At the bridge's onset on this side of the cliff, there appears to be a large shape. Everybody make a perception check. We're going to say you're about 500 feet out.
How long have we been trying? I assume I've been like ritual casting. There'll be like 10-minute increments where I'm
Yeah,
blind.
so we're like quite a ways, probably like a 5-hour trip of almost nothing, and like so we're sort of getting into like almost sunset time now.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
19, okay.
10.
Rolled a 10.
10. Yay.
I botched, which I'm just gonna say Zygo
You
didn't
can't
reestablish the beast
I was actually going, yeah, okay, without the beast sense, no problem. Okay, Joey, everybody's kind of squinching their eyes to try to see through this mist, and you sort of stand up in the back, peek around, and you recognize a cart with a broken down wheel and a couple other shapes that you can't quite make out.
Hey, you guys, wait. And Zoe scampers up to the front of the cart and then just plops herself down right in between Zygo and Nesbit. And she goes, we should slow down. There's a broken cart up ahead.
All right.
But it could be bad guys.
No,
We should be careful.
You're very right. Yeah, Nesbit will slow up on the reins.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go out and scout? It's okay. I'll be really, really quiet. How far out is it?
500 feet away right now.
Okay, that's pretty far, so not yet.
You guys can get in closer first if you like.
Yeah, I think we just start going. Nesbit gets to the point where they're just going slowly so that if anything were to happen, they don't get like run off the road. You know, that it
Got
just
it,
like
of course.
slows us down, not flips us.
Okay.
As we kind of inch closer and closer.
This seems dire enough that instead of the ritual cast, which is what Zygo would usually use to just keep the beast sense going, he's just gonna cast it so he has it available. So he has eyes.
Got it. Beast sense perks up. You see in purple light a faded version of what these guys are seeing. That botch is still going to hold, so it's going to be a little too far away for you to make out shapes.
That's fine.
Joey,
Can I roll a stealth check?
you may.
I like the idea that it's just Olivia's just turned the other way. And you're just like, come on.
That's going to be a 22.
22. The orange of Joey's. Oh, sorry, you're not a fox. The clay dust that has settled on your fur allows you to kind of lay in with this muted landscape a little bit, and
Nice
you start
pivot.
to creep over the pivot. You start to creep over the dunes, maintaining the high sides of these hills between you guys. Where do you want to go to?
I want to go towards or as close as I can get to the carriage and just see if anybody's there and if I can figure out what's going on.
Okay, everybody, go on ahead over to the roll 20.
We want to roll 20.
Oh, no.
Baby.
I made a great decision, you guys.
Puppy dog.
Let me.
I'll
get
wait for you to
this.
change over to
For
the
the
map
love
before
of
we go over
hog,
to it.
Jackie, what have you
There
done?
it is.
Love of hog.
Here it is. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, this is a
Classic.
long map. Or it's not? I don't know.
What?
That's pretty long.
Okay. We've had longer.
Oh.
Are we putting ourselves out on the map, buddy?
Joey is going to put herself on the map.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. Ignore this. Sorry.
I don't.
It's just like tense music kicks on, and it's like no, there's nothing wrong.
Sure.
Everybody
Yet.
relax.
Yet.
Oh, I put myself in the river. What?
Joey
Classic.
is dragged away.
So where,
It's
where
also a river of acid.
So we're coming from the south.
we're coming from the south.
Okay. So then not
Yes,
there.
going up.
Joey's probably like behind these guys.
Behind these mountains here.
Yeah, she's just being super stealth.
Okay, so you are creeping along the dunes. What's your stealth?
22.
Okay. So you get to like right over here. And as you peek around this corner here, roll a perception check.
14.
14. You see one guy right here. I'm sorry, it's a lot of nonsense to do. There is a figure shrouded in like darker clothing that's like kind of covers their entire body. They've got a sword and a scabbard at their hip, and they appear to be peeking over at the carriage that is lying still. Now that you're close enough, you can see that there is a body lying very still here. There is a dead carrier beetle here. and this carriage appears to be broken down by all, like, both wheels appear to be snapped on one side, and there are some empty trunks that are kind of littered across the ground.
Can I see like what it looks like the trunks might have contained? Like, is it work stuff or is it clothing?
Nothing that you can see at this close.
Okay. And just to clarify, literally over the boulder, in front of a different boulder, is a person in all black with a sword looking at this thing.
Yes, right there.
It's this guy right here.
Great.
Right there.
Cool beans. Joey is going to, as stealthily as she can, sneak back and stealth back to the moving carriage.
Okay, we can go ahead and move from that to the regular screen.
Okay.
And Joey's gonna jump in front, be like, stop, stop, stop. And then she's gonna clamber on top of the carriage and sit on Zygo's lap and then go, sorry, and then scoot right next to Zygo and turn to Nesbit and say, I think we should stop. There's a carriage and the beetle in front of it is dead, and then the animal is dead that was driving the carriage, and then there was this figure and it was wearing all black and it had a sword and it was right in front of me and it was staring at the carriage.
You only saw one person?
Yes, but I don't know if he's or she or, well, I don't know if that figure is the one that attacked, or if they were just, they're looking for people to attack, or if they were just looking like I was.
If they were the attacker, why would they have stayed to watch?
I know from all of my years on the road that there tend to be, for context, Joey was on the road for like a week and a half. Once,
I was just thinking, like, wait a second.
that there tend to be, I don't know what you would call them, but bandits, and they hide and then they attack people.
Yeah, Nesbit kind of does the Mad Max. That's bait. Yeah. They might have had that waiting there for other people to come look to pick it clean or to help. It's you bait the trap and then you spring it, potentially.
Well, we need to pass regardless, yes?
Yes.
Do
The
we
cart
try,
is very obvious.
do we try to trap the trappers?
I don't think he's going to let us alone. Either way, we're going to have to deal with this.
The issue here is that we do not want to leave the cart too unattended.
I can stay with the cart.
I do not want to leave you too unattended.
Dan said he's already seen the cat. We're not exactly very auspicious. Or very not auspicious. I might have used that word wrong. Conspicuous? Maybe. We'll work on it. But
All I'm
Drink.
saying is if this comes to blows, I will not be particularly helpful.
right.
So perhaps I stay here.
If it's just one person though, I'm not too worried. If there's more hiding, that's another issue.
That is
But
a concern.
my guess is he's already noticed we're on our way, considering our two beetles are giant and yellow with a red stripe. Doesn't exactly blend in.
And
But he
if
didn't notice me.
Ah, you're much sneakier though than two giant beetles.
Well, perhaps one of us drives the cart and takes the ambush while the others ambush those who would wish to ambush us.
that might be the best course of action.
Since I'm not particularly sneaky, I don't have a problem driving. If you
Nesbit?
two.
Yes. Be warned, though, all of you, if that bird that we found, Tash, is in on this, is a scout ahead. They know someone's coming. But if we can be sneaky, then yes, this is a good plan. And you and I will go scout ahead, take position, and trap the trappers.
Kenna and I will stay in the cart.
And spring the trap. This is good.
Kenna, you have the robes that you took from tennis, yes?
Oh, the robes? Yes, I do.
Perhaps we see if those of the Empire would be more permissible in such an area.
It's not a bad idea. And Kiana will go ahead and put the Tannis's robes on.
Okay.
And Zygo's
Kiana.
gonna take out the
So switch your armor to the breastplate armor that you have.
No, I'm gonna keep my armor, put on just her cape.
Oh, just the cape. Okay.
Can
And Zygo's
Zygo
gonna-
have the
It's
armor?
it's the just so you know, the purple cape is just a purple cape. There's no
Oh,
iconography.
I thought it
over
had a thing on it.
No,
Oh,
the
yeah,
purple cape
yeah.
is no iconography.
all right, then
Zygo, what if you wear the
I can. How long does it take to put on?
It's about like take you 10 minutes to slap it on, or 5 minutes. Oh, it's medium armor, so it would only take you 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can put it on at least for now. I lose the ability to camouflage if I'm wearing armor, but I don't think I'm camouflaging at this moment. So yeah, I'll throw it on.
Because I'd have to take off my armor and then put that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I will give you, for the time being, the postman insignia that I took off of the body from Port Style. The little like
okay.
badge. Give that to you and take the armor and put that on. So we
Okay.
both at least have some sort of credential that seems to be from the capital
Yeah.
or from the emissary.
When Zygo puts on the outfit, Joey like looks away, and goes up to Kano and tugs her feather and says, "Kano, I don't like this very much."
Kiana will kind of give a little shrug and she say, "Well, I'll just think if it is a lie. You know, anything to help the plan, right? Or you're nervous about what you're doing?"
No, it's the. Never mind. And Joey jumps off the carriage and motions for Nesbit to join her.
Okay. Nesbit and Joey make a stealth check.
Another one. My last one was so good.
19.
Okay.
We also did 19.
Okay, 2 19s. You guys go creeping through the dunes as Kano gives the beetles a little yip yip, and they start walking towards this supposed ambush. You guys get nearer to it. Go ahead and pop us back over to the Roll20 and go ahead and place your stuff as you guys start to approach.
I would probably take Nesbit to exactly where I went last time, where I had the nice view of the little person.
Okay, yeah, go ahead right over there. Both of you make a perception check again.
Okay.
Ooh, 25.
Okay, 15.
Okay. This time, Joey, you going a little bit ahead of Nesbit, start to realize that this fella's not the only one in the rocks. Okay, we also have this one, this one,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
this one,
Oh, dear
We
God.
love a 25.
and that's it over. Yep.
Oh my god. Joey is gonna hold
Oh,
out her
sorry.
Hmm.
And this one.
Oh,
hand. Joey is gonna hold out a hand to stop Nesbit, and in what she thinks are thieves' hand symbols.
yeah,
go.
let's see him.
Yeah, what is it?
This is
Okay, Joey, roll a performance check. Nesbit, roll an insight check.
yes.
Oh, Oh, I
Nat 20.
Nat
20. Good. And I rolled a 21.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing.
It's like a pretty decent charade from Joey, and Nesbitt's like following along in real time, like, yes, of course, yes, of course. Joey, go ahead and say out loud what you want Nesbitt to do. We'll leave the music now.
Let me just do a quick.
Now it's appropriate. We're like
Now
in
it
like.
Yeah, it's like
Clearly,
Nesbitt and
this
Joey.
split should have happened earlier of the Nesbitt
Oh
and
my
Joey,
God.
Kano and Zygo.
Nesbitt and Joey have like been kind of like not speaking to each other all day, and Nesbitt has had like kind of a chip on his shoulder about Joey, but like this is the thing where he's like, no, I do like this kid.
This is where the Venn diagram overlaps.
Yeah.
Joey says, there are 5 hiding people.
Gotcha.
One of them is behind the rock on the left.
Oh
One
my
of
God.
them is behind the rock right in front of us.
Understood.
One of them is behind the rock behind that.
Mhm.
One of them is standing in the middle of an open section between 3 rocks to the north,
Idiot.
and one of them is in the rock
Idiot.
behind the
Mhm.
furthest left.
Yes, understood. Okay.
Oh my God.
Understood.
Fucking incredible.
Everybody roll initiative.
Great.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
We've been doing surprise rounds, y'all. Wrong, y'all. Excuse me.
Oh no.
Jesus.
There is no such thing as a surprise round. You just
It's
go
surprise
through the turn
conditions,
order,
Yeah.
and you just like skip their turn from the surprised condition.
Oh.
So it's basically the same, but it's a little different.
It's the same.
It's a
It's,
little
just like
different.
it's just you
But
would roll
it's worded
initiative.
differently.
Like that's why you would like roll initiative
First.
now,
Mhm.
because otherwise you could go like twice in a row, and that's like
That makes sense.
Okay, got it.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, that's a 1 for Kano.
Oh, God.
Mhm.
Well, you're in the
Hey.
cart. You're really pretending that you're not about to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabe.
26.
Holy.
Jesus. Nesbit.
Dirty 20.
Joey.
16.
Okay, the order is Gabe.
Really?
Or excuse me, yeah. Oh, what? It goes Zygo, Nesbit. Then we're gonna resolve a turn. Then Joey. Then we're gonna resolve a turn. Then Kano. Zygo. What do you do as the cart pulls up about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet away from this carriage?
That's as far as we are, right?
Yes.
At this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Zygo's going to is Zygo within the carriage? Am I blocked from view of anyone who would be looking at the carriage? Like if I was to do magic within this thing, would people see it?
Yes, there are no walls to this carriage, and
It's
is
not
open.
tarped. It's an open.
Yeah, it's
okay.
not tarped, right? Yeah, it's open.
Cool. Then Zygo is just going to hold a guiding bolt for if anyone attacks the carriage.
If anybody attacks your carriage, a guiding bolt will go out.
The
at
carriage
them.
or anyone in it. Like if someone like comes
Got it.
at
Attacks
the
you or
carriage.
Kano.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. Nesbit.
I don't know if I want to be the one to start this off. It feels weird. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get into a position. So is my stealth check still active?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just
You
going
have to move. You have to move half speed if you're
Okay.
going to maintain your stealth cover.
So 30. So 5, 10, 15. So I'm just going to go over to like here.
Mm-hmm.
And like around back.
Mm-hmm.
And hold my action for the second that they start attacking.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold my turn for that.
Gotcha. They begin to creep forward very slowly. Very enthused that this cart has kind of just lumbered into their midst. One fella clambers up onto a rock here, still maintaining a decent amount of cover, pulls out a bow. This fella moves over to some more rock cover over here. Same thing with this one, up on top of a little rock, clambering with a little bit of cover behind the fang. And then this other fella right here will also creep around to these guys over here, and they will clearly begin to ready a charge, but will not. And you hear something from right here. Help me! Help me, please! Oh, God! Oh, God, my innards! Please, God, for I have been stabbed!
Can we make an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this everyone?
Nat
I'm
20.
doing.
It's a very gaudy, very shitty performance.
It's a performance.
Oh, yeah, it is
Okay.
not real. The guy on the ground is 100% not ailing at all.
Oh no! Which innards?
Then I think Nesbit. Is it cool if Nesbit just takes a shot off?
What we're to skip
Or
around
no,
to Joey now,
okay,
yeah.
Joey. I'll let Joey go first.
Joey is going to sneak up behind this guy that's clambered onto the rock and pulled the bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And under her breath, she's gonna go, Savasana, and then cast sleep.
Okay. There is like a wisping through the air that does catch everybody's attention in that area, though. But go ahead and make that spell check,
Okay.
or roll the dice for it. Yeah.
Let's see what it is again.
Jackie still is like, if I just whisper it quietly enough, the verbal component of the spell doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, your voice
She's
unfortunately.
like, I can
magically
convince
amplifies.
George I'm a sorcerer if I just try hard
I
enough.
just say it very softly. 22.
22. That guy just goes and just drops asleep. The bow and arrow. He doesn't even make a sound because he just kind of like pitches forward and leans up against the rock that is on him, and he is out like a light. However, everybody else in here very quietly like ducks around, hits a crouch, and pulls their scabbards. Pulls their swords out of the scabbards.
Bonus action, hide.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Okay.
That's big.
15.
Is good enough.
Oh my.
Is good enough. And one more. Is good enough. And actually one more. Is good enough. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, they do not locate Joey whatsoever, and this guy is asleep. Next up is this guy just continues to yell, "Please help! Please help! Oh God, the pain!" Cano.
Cano is going to go ahead and say, "Oh no, I bet that really hurts," and throw a javelin at him.
Jesus.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
As you loose the javelin.
He is prone, so it will be at disadvantage.
Oh, all right.
Zago's gonna go, so much for our clever ruse.
Sorry, the initiative music was throwing me off.
Well, we know for sure that she's last, so. And you go next.
18.
18
Oh, wow.
is a hit. Roll damage.
Okay.
Hilarious.
You guys want to smite him? No, I can't smite him. That's too much.
You can't smite him.
It's a
Actually, you
melee-
can with a javelin, can't you?
It has to be
only in
melee.
range, I think.
I believe.
9 damage.
9 damage. The pain is so great. Oh! Oh! It just slams him back into the clay. You see it pass through his clavicle and wedge into the soft clay ground. And he goes, "No! And yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Has another one, and she does it again.
Oh my god.
Also disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
14.
This is a miss. He
Well.
pulls himself out of the clay and rolls to the side. He's still wearing like this. Now you can see sort of like a hooded, black outfit, dark leather, kind of same color as the landscape. And he kind of gets himself into a crouch, but is still technically prone. Zygo.
Okay. Zygo's gonna turn to Kano and say, "Oh, it is about to get very dark for me, so if you go anywhere, please take me with you." And he will drop concentration on beast sense as he scopes over to, like, last thing he does is scope over to where this group is gathered. And feeling that newfound connection with the earth that he's never felt before, he is going to cast Entangle.
Ooh.
I love this.
What's the DC for Entangle?
It is a strength check, strength 16.
Failure. Failure. Failure.
It is a 20-foot cube. I think it will literally catch all of them.
Let's check this guy. Yep. Failure. All of them just go get wrapped up in like these vines that come out of the ground. What's it look like? What's the Entangle spell?
The Entangle spell is literally grasping weeds and vines sprout up from the ground. So as Zygo like basically throws his consciousness out of the ant and into the earth, these vines, as he loses his sight, sprout up from the last thing he saw and wrap themselves around this guy, as his newfound connection to the mother and the earth spirit takes over his body. They are all restrained.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all four of them just get like from everywhere. This like little garden of weeds pops up and like they all scream as the vines wrap themselves around this clear magic that is now ripping through the battlefield has got everybody freaked out. The man who is lying down at the cart, we'll see this happen and panic, but we'll just go right to Nesbit.
All right. So they're all restrained.
They're all
Oh
restrained.
my god.
Zygo's back with a vengeance, baby.
Wow.
Zygo's tapped into a whole new level of druid.
I
And
love it.
And it's when.
Here for it.
Okay, yeah. So I can just attack any of them all with advantage. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just take. I'll just take 2 shots at this guy right here, who's like furthest away.
Okay, the archer.
Yeah, I don't like him. I mean, that's 16.
16 is a hit. Roll damage.
Okay, I'll just roll 2 attacks. Oh, I'll roll damage. Sorry. Okay, that's gonna be. I'll bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'll do it again. And that's going to be dirty 20.
Yes, hit.
And I'll enrage the swarm for another d6. Oh boy, that's way more. Okay, that's gonna be so much more. That is 10, 16, 23 points of damage.
Okay, describe it, and are you going lethal or non-lethal?
Yeah, lethal.
Yeah, it's Nesbit.
Yeah, Nesbit's mad. I think Nesbit, it's not as like gruesome as they have been. It's just kind of quick and clean. It's just he's dead. Like it's just you know, he's entangled and like it's just perfect, and then it's just like and he's done.
Got it. And the vines kind of wilt around him and retract.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And then I think he will 5 15, 20, 25, 30, and you just kind of like replace him. Go to where
You
he
can
is.
just move over him if you want. Got it. The guards will all try to escape the restraints here. Failure. Success. What's the DC?
16.
Yeah, it's a meat. And failure. And then this guy will come around here. Oh, hold on. Gotta change the layer I'm on. God damn it.
Also, that space, even when they succeed out of it, that space continues to be difficult terrain.
Got it. Good to know. We have a couple of shots go off from the left side here as well.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
2 arrows will be shot towards Kano. 16 to hit.
No. That was bad.
And 21 to hit.
Jesus.
Yes. Can
For sure.
Instant,
definitely.
instant
100%.
karma for what you just
Can.
said.
Okay.
Can.
You will take 7 damage. And then this guy right here will sprint around the side, get behind his homie right here, and he will also pull out a hand crossbow this time, not a bow and arrow, and he will take a shot at Kano as well. That will miss big time. Next up is Joey.
Okay, Joey is going to sneak around this dune and then attempt to sneak attack this person who's hiding in the dune right across from her. Is that possible?
This guy right here?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Great.
Yeah, you have advantage on the attack because of restraint.
Entangle, yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, with this guy, right? This is the guy you're attacking?
Yes.
Okay, yes, you have advantage.
Perfect. That's great. That's gonna be a 19.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Great. And this is with sneak attack? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. $24. That was good.
24. Describe it. Lethal or non-lethal?
Joey's really gonna try for non-lethal.
Okay, yeah. It is not too far over the 1.5 mark, so you can choose non-lethal.
Okay. As Joey then knocks him out, she's like, "Oh god, oh god, oh god," and she like quickly like reaches down to test his pulse, and she's like, oh, okay. And then can I bonus action attempt to hide again?
Yes, you may. If you move a little bit, though, you're directly in these line of sight for these guys.
Yes. I'm gonna move back this way and try to go there. I nat 20'd.
Yeah, you're gone. Disappeared. Meanwhile, on the bottom here, he pulls the javelin out of his shoulder and says, "I say, old chap, I say it's time we abscond." And he lifts a hand up, tries to get some help from his friend, who helps him to his feet. Then goes, up, Willoughby. And the beetle just like shakes itself loose, stops playing dead, and gets up. And picks him up, which he hops on top of it. That's a dead body, but I'm just going to keep him on top of there so we can keep track of him. And he just begins to run. And he will, on his way back, just like throw a smoke bomb, which will impact right here. Let me make a little draw shape. If I can. Jesus Lord. There we go.
The tiniest smoke bomb of all time.
Yeah, just that little guy. This area fills with smoke.
Okay.
And he starts to book it away. Kano.
Jeez, Lou. Okay. I am going to go ahead, because she can't really leave Zygo, because that would be a bad day. So I'm going to go ahead.
You can if you need. Just maybe drag me.
Right. Well, I can't get it. I'm so slow.
Well, we're also driving a cart.
Oh, but it's only 30 feet. But.
Hey, Gabe.
Yeah.
Make a history check for me.
Oh, that's not great. 9.
Never mind.
Ah, shit.
Can I go ahead and if I drive the cart over, can I then attack with my sword from?
Yeah,
the
you can just get the cart going. Same. It's a 30-foot move speed for the cart. So.
Okay.
Yes, you may use the cart as your move speed if you prefer.
30 feet from the beetles?
Yeah, so you're good to, you want to just like head him off?
Yeah. I want to head him off and I want to attack him twice with my sword. And that is what I shall do.
Okay, and then Boom leaping off to attack. He is up on his mount, so it's going to be at disadvantage.
Oh, even if I'm on my magic cart?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to pull the cart up this little incline here, and he is going to be able to get up here. So I probably, you probably won't be able to do that. You might have to jump off and attack him from the ground.
Okay. Well, whatever. I did a disadvantage before. I'll do it at disadvantage again. With my sword.
With your sword.
With my sword. Okay, well, not great. That's a 10? No,
10
it's
is a
not.
miss.
It's an 11.
11 is a miss, unfortunately,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
And then the second one will be... Ooh, a 21.
21 is a hit, yes.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so that is that.
Are you attacking him or his mount?
Him, please.
Okay.
And that will be 12 damage.
12 damage. Ah! Gadzooks! Hogzooks! Yeah, that's funnier.
That's the content we want.
That's the sauce. He is the impact of the sword scratching across his side. You hear a little bit of a shink as it clinks off his armor, but he's clearly bruised by the blow. Zygo, your turn.
Ooh, man. Okay. Zygo knows. Zygo has a sense of the direction they've been traveling, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know forward at the very least.
Great. Then Zygo is going to hold in his hand, holding the star map still that he's been holding on to, just like basically for comfort. That hand is going to alight with flame, and he is going to produce flame and throw it forward, just forward. He's not trying to hit anything because he doesn't think he can, but he's sort of trying to spook people and bugs.
Roll an intimidation check.
Okay. 11.
Okay, while the firebolt is an effective weapon when it would impact, it just kind of like looks like a little fizzing firework as it goes like past everyone and up into the sky. The bugs don't even pay it any mind.
Damn. Okay. Then I think that's his turn. Yeah, that's his turn. No. Then Zygo is going to listen, he's proved that he's magic already. As the fire sort of leaves his hand, that hand glows light energy, and it travels up his arm and around his head, forming sort of a crown as his starry form becomes active, taking on the crown dragon form.
Okay. All of a sudden, there's a massive light. The fella holds his hands like as it blinds him, and he looks and he goes, "Wait! Everyone stop! My dear friend!" And he gets off the beetle. "How foolish of me. You cannot recognize me because of my disguise." And he pulls off his hood. "It is I, Flavio.
Shut up.
The greatest highwayman in all of Emporia.
No, it is not.
Oh my god.
And you, my friend, shall not fall victim to my mischievous ploys today.
Oh
Everyone stand down. Today is a day for celebration."
Oh my god.
All of the archers lower their bows, confused. The people in the entangle spell are like, huh? The guy who is asleep is still asleep and drooling all over the rock. And the guy who is dead is lying with his top half kind of leaning off the cliff edge. And Nesbit is standing right next to him.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What?
And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
God.
The most famous highwayman in all.
The greatest highwayman in all of Emporia.
Oh
Oh my
my god.
god.
What a
Wow.
planned
Wow.
end chaos.
Thank you all so much for watching
Wow.
tonight.
Oh
Holy cow.
my
That was
God.
Bonkery Donkers.
Hilarious.
If anybody doesn't remember, Flavio, the greatest highwayman that Emporia has ever known, was a fellow who was locked in a stockade in Brickton that Zygo sort of off the cuff freed from a stockade, incurring a massive citywide hunt for Flavio, who flew away after being unshackled, exclaiming that he owed him one, and took off for the mountains, as I narrated, which of course we would never have remembered.
Oh, why would
15
we?
sessions later.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm glad you guys got a kick of that. I thought you would like that.
Oh my god.
Oh, that
Fucking
is
A.
I'm so sorry,
funny.
Flavio.
It's also just perfect because we were joking about Flavio showing up for so long, and then we got to the place where we weren't joking
forgot
about
about it.
Flavio anymore.
Oh, incredible.
I know. I just waited just the right amount of time.
If you,
Ellie Bloom goes,
fuck
I
me on
screamed
this, George,
so loud.
if you fuck me on this because I killed one dude, I will kill you. I know where you live.
Oh my god, maybe I can like heal him or something.
No, he's dead.
No, that guy's
He's
dead.
dead.
That guy's dead.
funny.
Wow,
I
that's too
assume
funny.
it was a random hired hand, and Flavio pays no mind to random hires.
Or it
We'll
was his
see.
best friend.
If you push him over the cliff with your foot,
Right?
maybe
Well,
he was never
Hey,
there at all.
it's fine. We had the upper hand.
That's true. No, it was him. We were being attacked. It was self-defense.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, that
Oh,
was a
Lord.
great session, guys. That's a lot of fun. We're gonna kick off with what's going on next time. Anybody have anything fun they want to plug coming up this week?
Not really. I mean, I stream now. If you want to come watch me
Yeah.
stream on twitch.tv/whatchamacallum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, not really.
I also stream. I have been doing it less lately, but I'll probably start up again more regularly. It's Primo_Supremo, SUPREMO, and then Primo is PRIMO. You like how I spelled that backwards for you?
Yeah.
Primo_Supremo. And then
But
I'm
man,
actually
Primo's gonna get a lot of followers.
that guy. You're welcome.
I'm about to make that account.
I am also starting a new show on the Hero Club stream on Wednesday nights. So please stop by tomorrow at 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. Just a quick 2-hour show where we're gonna, if you guys have any questions about the session we just played or anything that's been happening throughout, feel free to ask. Might have some guests on at some point. Tomorrow it's just gonna be myself, but we are going to make a dungeon together. So I'm gonna have some graph paper out. We're going to make the dungeon live. We'll come up with some cool parameters and we will get it drawn on some, like, you know, semi-neatly, as neat as I can. And then we'll throw it up on like our Instagram so people can use it for whatever, or
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's
Or
so
just
cool.
come on and hang
That's
out. We'll all
really
talk in
cool.
the chat and we'll end up with a fun, goofy dungeon. And yeah, we'll just all talk D&D. It'll be a lot of fun.
Woo.
All right, guys. With that, have a good night and thank you for stopping by.
Bye, everyone. See you
Bye-bye.
next week. Bye.